Wearing actually the earrings that are blue and labradorite. That's turquoise and labradorite. That is the earring that was featured in the photograph on our homepage on hsn.com. The lovely lady who was wearing our necklace that sold out before it ever even made it to the air. And the earrings, I think we had a dozen pair last I checked. So you can check that out. The picture is right on the homepage on hsn.com. She's wearing a labradorite and turquoise earring. I love these earrings. They're amazing. So if you would like to order those, I think we still have a few left. Okay, well, coming up now, we are going to talk emerald. Are you a May girl? You born in the month of May. Are you looking for your birthstone, but it has to be green? And you're saying, duh, emeralds are green. And I realize that. But a lot of emeralds, especially under $100, do not look like this. This is what you want your emeralds to look like. I have a couple samples here to show you. Look at how absolutely beautiful this material is. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So May girls, I might just have that ring you've been looking for. It's a genuine, natural emerald, the real deal. It's not glass filled. It's the genuine article. And then down the shoulders of the band, we are using Tsavorite. This is genuine Tsavorite. Tsavorite is a green garnet. It's a very rare garnet. We don't see a lot of it. So that is genuine Tsavorite, both sides, and genuine emerald. This is an incredible, incredible value at $99.90. We took $60 off the regular HSN price. It's a beautiful ring. You could wear this in place of a wedding ring. Look at that. Wedding ring, anniversary ring, birthday ring. If you're a May girl, what a fun way to get to wear your birthstone. It's gorgeous. And to get Tsavorite and emerald, what a brilliant and genius combination that is. I absolutely love it. And then the little white stones are white zircon. So you have a real fun combo here. That large emerald centerpiece, that's a 1 carat solitaire. Excuse me, that is a 7 by 5 millimeter. That's approximately 60 points. And then you have the Tsavorite, and those are each beautiful little 1.3 millimeter rounds. And then you have the white zircon that are your milli rounds. And how cool is that, you guys, to get a natural, genuine emerald like this with a beautiful combination of stone colors here. Now, one thing to note about emerald, and I know that we've talked about this before, but I think it's worth repeating, all emerald has inclusions. All emerald, the rarest emerald, the finest emerald in the world, still has inclusions in it. It's something that is inherent to emerald. However, the greener, the more valuable, the less inclusions, the better, the more valuable. So when I look at this ring and I see this intense green, and again, that is the natural color. These are not glass filled. So they did not enhance these. They didn't clarity enhance these stones. That gets me excited. 120 people have already ordered theirs. We have 200 rings available. This is another one that should sell out. If you are a gem lover and a gem collector and you want that beautiful emerald, whether it be your birthstone, whether it be a gift for your mom for Mother's Day, how beautiful. And again, look at the Tsavorite. Tsavorite garnet. Tsavorite garnet is a one source gemstone. That is named after its origin, which is Tsavo, Kenya. There's one place in the world, it captures the color of the jungles of Kenya and that beautiful Tsavorite green. So you have Tsavo Kenyan garnet, Tsavorite garnet, and then you have a stunning, and that is a Brazilian emerald. Look, 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 not all emerald is that color, let's be honest, especially the really affordable material is much lighter. It's much, much lighter. And exactly, Daryl, this is not the glass filled. This is not the clarity enhanced that you're seeing a lot of today. A lot of the emeralds, because they have a lot of inclusions in them, so they do things to inject the stones to make them more clear, to make them more stable. So nothing wrong with that. It's happening out there, but you need to know that when you're buying it. And we will always tell you, because we have sold clarity enhanced ruby, sapphire, and emerald on occasion. Not very much, not very often, but occasionally we have, and we tell you when we do. So this is not that. This is not this is not the Clarity Enhance where they're injecting the inclusions, they're injecting the stone with other materials, resins and things in order to make the stone more stable. So that's, I think, important to know, and you can feel rest assured that you're getting the real deal. And then when you pair it with Tsavorite garnet, I think you have something really special. And then on top of that, we've used the white Zircon halo. Look at how that brings out the green. And you're looking at now 4 samples. So you're looking at our beautiful model sample on her hand. You're looking at 2 that I'm holding, and you're looking at 1 on our turntable. So I think consistently, this particular lot, this particular material that we were able to get our hands on was so pretty and so green and beautiful. I think this really warranted being paired back with that rare, expensive garnet, because the Tsavorite garnet, we used to see more of it. You just don't see as much of it anymore, unfortunately, because it's such a beautiful garnet. But there it is. Last call will go out here shortly, about 112 left. These are almost spoken for. I'm glad you're getting it. It's a very pretty ring. It's classy and classic. It's not too big. You'd wear it all the time if you want to. It looks beautiful on the hand, and I promise you, it looks a whole lot more expensive than $99.90. That is for sure, and that's 553-968. If you're ordering yours, I think you're going to be delighted with this one. I think you're going to be really tickled when you see that in person. All right, just to remind everybody, we don't have another